Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and my friends, I got a top 10 list for you this time, and it's going to be the top 10 most unga moves in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now when I say the term unga, there's a long-standing tradition in the fighting game community to call certain moves, or certain characters, gorilla moves, unga bunga, like a caveman, and what's the reasoning behind that? Well, there's quite a few explanations actually, but the general gist is either it's just an eminently spammable move, a quote-unquote brain-dead move, a move that doesn't take much thought to do. Sometimes it's not a move you'd even really spam, but when the situation where it's applicable comes up, it's really the only thing that's on anybody's mind, right? These are unga bunga / gorilla moves, and I'll be going through my personal opinion of the top 10 ones in the game. Now, this said, this is all in good fun, so don't feel insulted if your character's on here and if some move you like's on here. Heck, there's moves I love that are on here too, right? So we're just going to go through with that, and we're going to have the help of our friend the Fat Monkey here, as he'll give us a little bit of a gorilla score at the end of every move. Coming in first here, our first unga bunga caveman move, our first gorilla move, is Frieza with EX Slash. So this got upgraded to its current status, in my opinion, thanks to Season 3, because when you see Frieza and you got a lot of bar, the temptation's pretty strong just to say, hey, I own the screen now as long as I choose, and go crazy with it, right? Not too much more to it than that. There's certainly worse offenders on this list as we go further along, but still, once again, you know, having the power leads to the temptation to use it, and being able to just own the whole screen for half a bar is pretty tempting. So it's going to be one of the more honest moves on this list to be sure, but still, in a top 10 list sense, I think it makes number 10. Coming in at number 9 has to be, for both Gohans, not just Teen Gohan, Machine Gun Legs. Now, to be fair, this move is not as strong as it used to be, right? The EX Machine Gun Legs specifically as well. But that said, it's still pretty unga bunga, if you ask me. If this was the pre-nerf version, this definitely would be a lot further down on the list here. But when it comes to spammable, abusable moves, the old EX legs for both Gohans, once again here, I think definitely rates on this list. For Cooler definitely has one of the most belligerent moves in the game in down, forward, and heavy, or 3H if you will. This move basically says, I don't feel like playing the same game you are at this moment here, so I'm just going to be immune to all forms of projectiles and all forms of air attacks right now, and there's really nothing you can do about it short of just blocking, right? Now, this move certainly is not without some weakness to be sure, but if you just got that inner gorilla building up in you and you just want to just get really savage and just turn off your brain just for a little bit, as I can personally attest, this move will do very well by you. So Cooler 3H, you just made the list. Now Broly is on this list. Now, Broly is probably one of the more key characters people look at when they're looking for a gorilla character, the Unga Bunga caveman character, and that's not fair because honor radiates from Broly. He's certainly one of the most honorable characters, not in this game, but in the history of fighting games. Now, with that said, to be fair to this list, I suppose he might have a move that could count, and let's talk about the Lariat Express. So Lariat Express is a move that you could say you can turn your brain off, but I say if you also want to engage in a high-level tactical mindset, this is also the same thing. And you basically plow through literally everything that's thrown at you and wind up on the other end, right? It's easy to make safe by vanishing if it gets blocked, and it is literally just a bulldozer with a body attached to it. So when it comes to unga bunga moves, I suppose the Lariat Express will make the list. Moving on up here, one good Lariat deserves another, and for that, Bardock's Lariat, the Rebellion Spear, definitely has to make this list here. Unlike Broly's Lariat, it's not even slow, it just happens, right? by the time you can even process it already happened, it's already well too late. Since the day Bardock came out, Lariat into assist has always been a classic. It's always been amazing. Full combo on hit, and then just very plus on block if not. It's a combination that's always been very hard to go wrong with. With that said, maybe it's not spammed quite as much as it used to be compared to like days of yore, because Bardock usually isn't the point character on a team anymore. But all that said, yo, this move is definitely unga bunga as it can get. Coming in here at number 5 is Cell, and it's the perfect attack, and it's very specifically the medium perfect attack. Now, like some other moves on this list, it's not a very spammable move, but what gives it that true caveman feel is this. Cell's in the corner, and he's just crouching, and he's waiting. And you feel normally this is where the player's at a disadvantage. And in the head of a Cell player at this moment, there's only the most primal chimp screaming going on, because all they're waiting for is this to happen. The Cell medium perfect attack has a good deal of anti-air invincibility to it, right? So any, standard instant air dash, heavy, all that kind of stuff, all that kind of offense you'd expect, it all goes away in a moment into the medium perfect attack. Now, Cell can pretty easily combo into it by himself. That's not really the issue here. And with the help of an assist, you're going to do so much damage. It's this specifically that is the problem. At that point, when you see that spark happen, you just lost your character. There's a million ways with a million assists to make this happen. And once again, with such easy touch-of-death potential in what is nominally supposed to be a disadvantageous position, this is one of the moves that really dominates the conversation, and that's why it makes this list. Now, it pains me to go back to Broly on this list, but we do for the interest of fairness, because Broly has invented the Ki Blast that works. That is the Broly Stand S, and it comes in more flavors because you can also shoot it up in the air. You can shoot it, while you're in the air, all these flavors, and the perfect mixture is this, because this Ki Blast absolutely craps on every other Ki Blast in the game for free, basically. This is without a shadow of a doubt the best Ki Blast in the history of this game, because it is effectively closer to a real projectile than a Ki Blast, as it absolutely crushes all other basic Ki Blasts. So when you're up against Broly and you get in your heart of hearts, I want him to do Ki Blast too, right? Well, you made mistake number 1, because your stuff just isn't going to match up to Broly's. Even other projectiles, other Ki Blasts with the piercing property, like say Nappa, Nappa's loses for free to this. The fact that he can do so rapid fire, the fact that they can control the screen, and the fact that it just makes you really, really, really want to do that homing dash, right? Because that's how you get out of it. Oh, he's going to spam Ki Blast? I'm just going to homing dash, and that's when it comes like this. The one-offs. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Until eventually you did it, and then, hey, you're dead. So being a big cornerstone of the game plan and being eminently spammable, and something no character really has a good game plan against, when it comes to a more guerrilla-style offense, I do have to say the Broly basic Ki Blast makes the list. When it comes to number 3, let's get real. Yamcha might have the aura of a more honorable character. Maybe. Just maybe. However, that said, EX Wolf Fang Fist is one of the most belligerent moves this game has ever made. Even back in the day before EX moves were cheaper, this was still one of the most spammed EX moves there ever was, as this is just a charging dynamo. When it comes to just pure turn off your brain and let the action flow through you, this absolutely has to be given to Yamcha, because yo, this move is super gorilla. Coming in at number 2, this had to make the list. Bardock, square, 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 square. Light, 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 light. the Bardock light auto combo is God, and of course specifically it is the second hit with the hitbox of the gods and the autocorrect property that just everyone loves to fight against. This can rip a jetliner out of the sky. It is an absolutely ridiculous move, to say the least, and everyone who's ever put any amount of time into this game has fallen under its dark shadow at one point or another. There is no arguing this move's place on this list. The Bardock light auto combo, and specifically the second hit, is absolutely one of the most caveman turn off your brain style moves in the history not only of this game, but of fighting games in general. Now, with that said, if this didn't make number one, what did? And hey, there you have it. Now, once again, this list is all in good fun. Sometimes these moves, the unga bunga moves, caveman moves, gorilla moves, they're called as such because in the end, hey, they're fun to do, right? It's fun to use powerful moves. And with that, that's why sometimes people give them these terms, because sometimes, well, it's fun for you to use a powerful move. The person on the receiving end maybe isn't always having as good of a time. But that all said, my friends, that's the end of this video, so thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.